Okay, so thank you for joining our first podcast for Home Service BC. So you are the guy to be.
Right.
You've been with us for a long time, so I appreciate that.
Awesome.
And then let's start a little bit with you about Cory, about Vancity Electric, and basically, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So my name's Cory. I own Vancity Electric. Um, we've been in business since basically 2008, so quite a long time. And we do a lot of small residential stuff. We do all kinds of electrical, but that's mostly what we spend our time on. Small service type jobs for homeowners.
That's awesome. How long you been in business?
2008, I started on my own. 2012, I took a partner on, Jeff.
Cool. So it's been, I'm doing the math now, almost not 20 years, but
Yeah, long time. Yeah,
time flies.
yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys do mostly residential or you also do commercial? What's the
We do. Yeah, we do. I don't really go after commercial, but we definitely dabble. We have a few commercial contractors that would only use us, and so that's kind of the commercial work I do. I don't get into the tender quoting sort of game too much. But yeah, we love a small in and out job. Those are the ones, I just had a guy on video today say, "Oh, hey, sorry, this job's going to be small and annoying," and it wasn't. It's just a small electrical job, but they definitely need taking care of. So
okay? That's awesome. So you have there is a motivation behind what you're doing because I can see you're taking care of everything. I can see you have a new brand. I can see the logo and everything else. So there is something behind that. What would that be like? What's like? Let's say for you're talking with small homeowner or whatever, and they're basically trying to understand a little bit about your business. Why did you start Vancity Electric? Like you're
mm,
putting a lot of love on it.
yeah, so I basically, when I was doing my apprenticeship, I worked for a few companies, two main ones that they were small, but they had like no systems at all. It was just a couple guys driving around in a van, going wherever people sort of yanked them, no rhyme or reason to anything. And, I liked the trade, I liked the business, but my mind was going crazy. Like, why aren't we doing it like this? Why don't we have something like Jobber for a CRM where we can see everything and where we're going and have an actual schedule? Um, and I think, once your brain has too many ideas, it's time for you to go start, do it on your own, try it for yourself, right? It's easy to think about ideas and talk about ideas, but you actually have to go do them. So that was kind of the start of Vancity Electric. Just a more systemized, I guess, a really like I felt a huge pull to have a lot more customer service built into the company at the time. I just thought it was I just thought it was very important, and I think it's still super important today.
And I guess what you're doing basically it also helps the client quite a bit because you have systems and you have, let's say, new business, a new competitor in the um, electrical services, but that's good for the end client customer because you bring systems, you bring a new way of doing things, so people know what time you're going to be there, what you
Yeah,
do, all the different things. So it's you systemize the whole process.
it is. I think it's the most important part, really. It's we have a really systemized business where there's not a lot of chaos, and that is really nice for the client. It's really nice for me, and it's really nice for our employees. It's none of this is really worth it if you're going to have chaos all the time and running around and stressed out and yelling at people on the phone and having battles with clients. Like, what are we really doing here? It's not, life's too short for that. So, yeah, I really, really believe in a systemized business, and that filters down to the client. The clients will say like, "Wow, that was so stress free. It was, man, you guys were so efficient and it just went so smooth." But really, they don't know that there's all these little systems and things we've worked out behind the scenes for that. So
Yeah, and I guess that makes everything easier and it's a smooth process from the beginning to the end. Can you
yep.
guide me a little bit? How does it work? Like I know that you have an online booking system where people can, there is also transparency, people can see the price, they can select the date that you want the service
Yep.
based on the availability. How does it work?
Totally. So, two kind of unique things, and hopefully in the future these won't be unique, and that's why we're always ahead, pushing the technology. But we have full online booking and scheduling. Our CRM is Jobber, so if you're a Jobber user, you can do this yourself. But so yeah, if you need an electrician on a Thursday at 2 o'clock, that's something you can book yourself. You don't need to talk to anyone. You don't need to wait for us. You can see pricing on there. If you would like a quote, you can book a virtual quote. And we use a company called Live Switch for that. So check it out if
Mhm.
you're wanting to do virtual quotes. And virtual quotes are basically same thing. You can schedule that Thursday, 2 o'clock. I want to talk to Cory on video, and I'm going to show him around and say, hey, I want 4 lights in this room. I need to change this fan out here. I got a problem with this plug. And while we're online together, I will be banging out the quote. And by the end of the video call, you're going to have a quote, or a few minutes later. Usually I take a few minutes to make it pretty and do all that kind of thing. But yeah, so that's a super quick way of getting your electrical quote. So really there's nothing, holding you back from doing it. It drives me crazy when you're sort of calling, leaving a message, texting, trying to reach out to someone to pay them, give them business, and they're not getting back to you. So
Okay,
yeah.
so it's easy with you guys. Basically, you can either book online yourself, or if the client wants, they can have like a video call with you. You use technology called Live Switch, where basically you can see, what's the issue, what the service they are looking for, and you can give them a quote like the same hour, basically.
Yep. Yeah. And I'll do them all day long some days. Like we'll do, you know, 1 hour calls. Almost, they don't take an hour, but literally they're booked like on the hour, every hour. I've done them all day before. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you guys should, you're probably one of the few companies that are doing that. Maybe the only one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's getting more popular. The more, it has to be the right kind of business. Not every single business you can quote through video.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing is, I've been doing electrical for over 20 years. So typically, when someone is showing me something, I got a lot of background knowledge sort of backing it up. So maybe me versus some sort of younger electrician that hasn't really seen a lot could be different. But yeah, I'm able to do quite a bit over video. And if we have to do it old school and pop out to someone's home or business, then we will. It's not a big deal.
That's awesome. I'm thinking that the video is like, I think everybody should do it. Like, if you have the experience, you can back it up and basically you save time for everyone. Like, instead of going there, you spend at least 1 hour going, 1 hour and a
Clients
half.
love
So,
it. The clients
yeah,
love it. They're every time I do one, they're like, why isn't everyone doing this? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
So
I guess this is one of the things that set you apart. You mentioned the online booking, you mentioned systemization of the process. What else? If somebody's going to say, okay, why should I hire Vancity Electric? What else is
um
there that
um this is more systems related, but yeah, I think there's something clients are dying for communication.
Mhm,
And that this is something the trades just struggle with so badly. Probably because we're mostly a bunch of men and we're
mhm.
bad communicators. But so we love to over communicate. So I'm gonna over communicate before we even get the job, to when we do the quote, to through production, and then 6 months, 1 year afterwards, we're still reaching out. Just little things. Some of them are automated, some of them are manual, but a lot of times it's just something like, hey, it's been a year since we've been there. How's everything going? How's our electrical holding up? Just so you know, you have a 1 year warranty. We're happy to come back, right? This is like over communication that we don't really have to do.
Yeah,
Um, but I think people love it. So we'll continue to over communicate the hell out of people. I'll go crazy with it. So
No, that's awesome, because that also build like trust, and basically saying it's not that it's a one time, have a good one, see you.
yeah.
If it
Oh yeah.
happens, we're here for you. So this is built for long term. So I'd say like, okay, unique selling point, systemization, online booking, video chat to give you a quote. You guys have been in the business 17 years, but you obviously have um, more years of experience. Also, I noticed on your Google business profile, you have how many reviews?
Hmm. I think we're close to 500 now, like
Five,
480 maybe. Is it
500.
580? Yeah. Yeah,
That's a huge, yeah.
it's a lot, I think. And total, I just saw the other day, I actually just posted this today, but it was, I think with Homestars reviews, Google reviews, Trusted Pros, like, all the reviews, I think it's 800.
800 reviews.
800 reviews. So,
I
and
think,
that's, we have the most reviews in the Lower Mainland by far. And that's not to say we're perfect. We do every job perfect, but I think, more than other people, over and over and over for all these years, people have thought, those guys deserve a good review. I'm going to leave one for them.
yeah,
So I think it
I
says
couldn't
something.
agree.
Yeah,
It
I'm
does,
proud of those.
it definitely says a lot. Like it's probably the biggest social proof, right? Because it's not that you have 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, and people can say, okay, I don't know, you got your parents to give you a review or whatever.
Yeah.
No, you
Oh
have
yeah.
500, and I don't think you have 500 relatives, right, or friends. So
No.
that's a clear indication that you guys are doing something really, really well.
A lot
And
of, I think it's like we've done a lot of good work. We've done what we said we were going to do, and we've done it over time. It's not like we had a year where we really focused on it and then we haven't. It's just a steady flow of great reviews. And I would say if you go and read those reviews, they are some of the nicest reviews you will actually read out there. I'm always really humbled by what people write, but they're very, very, it's not just a 5-star with nothing written. It's like
yeah,
sometimes they'll write a paragraph, which is so nice.
that is awesome. So that brings me to the next question. Like, okay, let's say somebody or a homeowner is trying to hire a trade. What is your number one um, tip for homeowners? Like, okay, number one, I'll say probably is like, look at your Google business, look at the business Google reviews and see what's going on there. And I'm saying
Yes.
this because on the business directory, we don't accept anyone that has less than 4.5 ratings. So if you have less than 4.5 ratings, it's not going to work. We know that something is not going well there. You don't need marketing. You need something else, which is operations. So
Sure.
what's your number one tip for homeowners?
I think it's do a little bit of research, right? Some really quick, simple research around you on Google or wherever you do your search is, man, you're going to find out so much information about companies. Sometimes maybe I'm quoting against someone else and the client is, oh, I got this quote from this other guy. And then, I'll ask the company's name and do 2 minutes of research. And you'd see right away that like, okay, they don't have a website. There's no trace of them really online. So what is this company doing out here, right? They're not around for the long haul. They don't have a history of wowing clients. So what are you expecting? You're really tying yourself just to the price. And the mistake I see homeowners do, and I see this a lot. I see it at home shows and I see it in the calls we get daily, is their first question is how much to do an EV charger.
Mhm.
So, and I think people are really telling when they speak, they actually are telling you the thing they care most about, right? So when the very first question out of their mouth is how much to do an EV charger, and you have no background knowledge of this, like I don't know if it's attached to the house, 30 feet from the house, I don't know if they need a service upgrade or a load manager or whatever. That is telling me right off the get-go, they're not willing to do any research, put in the time to even do a quick little Google search.
Yeah.
And it's
Or
also telling
charge.
me it also tells me that all they care about is price.
Yeah.
Price is the main deciding factor here. And so, um, you know, I tell people all the time, like, you give me anything, I'll go find it cheaper somewhere else. You know, anything you want, I'll go find a cheaper version of it. So if price is your main and only deciding factor, you're basically telling me like, oh, you probably don't care much about customer service or systems or having a nice experience. You are telling me that all you care about is price. So do a little research and find the contractor that is perfect for you, and then find out the price,
And I
right?
would say for anyone that is doing electrical upgrades or services, it's not like, I don't know, you do painting of a wall, and if the painting doesn't go well, nobody's going to be at risk. But when you do any type of electrical installation, quality is like, for me, it'd be like number one, because otherwise, if you do something wrong, you could, I don't know, maybe you try yourself and you get
Yeah.
something wrong. So,
Even painting though, you know, and this is why you hear all the bad stories about trades, because
yeah, yeah.
people they don't do their research, and then they're so fixated on price, and then they have a bad experience, and then they lump all contractors together and say, oh, these trades, man, they're all late and they all overcharge, and they all, we just get all lumped in, when really, if you just did a little bit of research, you could avoid a lot of pitfalls that just drive you nuts.
Perfect. So you'd say that I say that the number one tip, and also the mistake to avoid, would be basically do your research, make sure that whoever you're going to hire, they have social proof, they can back up whatever they're saying. It's not Mario that woke up one day and said, okay, I'm going to be an electrician, hire me now, right? So you
It
need
should,
to ensure.
if you looked up our company, it would be extremely easy to figure out what it's all about. It should be extremely easy for me to like figure out what a company's all about for a quick Google search, right? I shouldn't have to really look that hard.
Yeah, no, I agree. And one of the reasons, and I like that you mentioned this, because and I want to back up a little bit. When I said about painting, it's just I brought it as an example um, to ensure that people understand when you do electrical upgrades or anything related to that.
I do.
Why
Yeah,
the
I tell clients that, like, if you were doing actually, I've told clients this both ways. If it was a really silly, tiny, easy little electrical job, you could gamble on that a little bit, right? It doesn't, it's not going to affect you
yeah,
too much. Sometimes though, when we are doing, like, say, a service upgrade, I'm like, okay, this is like you're dealing with the city, BC Hydro. They're disconnecting your house from the power lines. Like, you don't want to screw around with this. You want someone that's like, got some systems to this and is going to bang this out in one day for you. You know, so yeah, I guess there is levels to it.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like if you paint a wall, and again, like that's extremely important as well. But I'm saying that if you don't paint it right, nobody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
But on the
yeah,
other hand, if you do anything electrical related, there is a chance. I'm not sure how big or
sure,
where, but there is a
sure.
chance that you can be extremely careful over that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So now I'll go to the next question, because I know that you love technology, you love everything that's going around. What are the future plans? How do you see the industry evolving? How do you see Vancity Electric evolving? What are some
hmm
goals or exciting projects coming up?
The industry, this will be interesting, Mario. I wonder if we're gonna see sort of, you've got kind of the old guard of electrical, or we'll call it trades, and they're probably not adopting new technologies. And then you've got sort of the new guard, young people who are adopting this stuff or investing in it, and AI and all this kind of thing. And I wonder if we're going to see like things split here a bit, of sort of the new younger companies sort of take off, with that, and maybe some of the old companies, they die off. I'm not sure, of course, but I wonder. I mean, the electrical isn't changing, a plug is still a plug, and wire, none of that is changing. Um, so, the work's not changing, but I wonder if the systems and the technology and what we're able to like, how many jobs are we able to handle in a month? If you don't have any systems or AI or tech or helping you out, maybe you're only able to handle 50 jobs a month, and maybe that other company is able to handle 100, a little more stress-free. I don't know, maybe I think we'll see us parting of the ways here. So we'll see.
I see. Yeah. So basically, if I understand this properly, obviously, as you said, the plug is a plug, but what's going to change is the customer service. And from an operation point of view, the company itself can change if they adapt, because they can use systems to basically do more with less. And you have system that can also provide a better customer service. You like the system that you have right now, you have Jobber, you have online video quotes. So those things help you quite a bit to, be on top of the game and basically do more with less, in the sense that, as you said, if you're doing 50 jobs, you can do 100 or whatever.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now we already have an AI receptionist that picks up the phone at night.
Yeah.
And that's just the start. That's like bare minimum right now. But most companies, so I have that going. It costs us almost nothing. There's probably someone else that is hiring some agency for a human to pick up the phone at night. So, I don't know. We're already saving money on that. We're still able to serve our clients at night. You can call that AI, you can book a job, you can leave a message for us. So I think, and that's just the start. It's going to go more and more and more.
No, that really makes sense. And again, it's like what you said, it's like, it's not that the job itself is changing, but the customer service and how you operate is basically changing. Awesome.
Yep.
Let's do some rapid fire round questions here.
Okay, all right.
Because I think if people are going to see it, and like, I think it's fun to see also some short questions. Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee for sure.
Favorite BC getaway spot?
Sprout Lake on Vancouver Island. It's my favorite place to get away to.
Biggest DIY fail you have ever witnessed?
Yeah, I saw this question and I was immediately thinking of a BNI member who shall remain nameless.
Okay.
Had her uncle come to hook up a ceiling fan. So nothing special, just a ceiling fan.
Yeah.
I guess he failed halfway through. And so she called me. I went over there to save her. And I don't know what this guy did up in the fan, but anyway, as soon as I touched some wires down at the switch, it basically blew up in my face. It was all fine. It was no big deal, but yeah, he had done some weird connecting up in the fan there. And so anyways, I got it fixed up and got her going. But yeah, we'll call that the biggest do-it-yourself failure.
And a warning to other people that are trying to do it themselves. What do you love to do outside of work?
Golf.
Golf.
Golf. Yeah, I keep my life pretty simple. So it's Vancity Electric, golf, and family time. Those are like my three things I do. So
perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love golf, so I feel you. One piece of advice you'd give your younger self?
Man, my younger self. I was when I first started Vancity Electric way back in the day, a lot of people told me, oh, Cory, you can do the bookkeeping. You don't need a bookkeeper. You could do the book. Get Simply Accounting. Anyways, that was a total and absolute fail and horrible advice from everyone. And yeah, so my advice, I think, to my younger self would be get yourself a bookkeeper, get yourself a person that is helping you out with the money, because there's a lot going on when you own a business, but someone to handle sort of payroll and source deductions and taxes, it's so important. It's huge. Without that, you don't have much of a business. So anyways, that's my advice for my younger self.
No, that's an excellent advice, actually. Awesome. Now, I think if you if a homeowner want to reach out to you, I guess they can go to the website and book
For sure.
themselves, or call. What's your preferred method of?
Either or is fine. We have Mel answering the phone all day. She's lovely. She will talk your ear off. So
AI?
no, she's a real human. She's a
Kidding, I
real
know he's
human.
not. Yeah,
She's a real human. Yeah. Or online booking is amazing. As soon as you book yourself in, we see it comes right up in our emails and stuff, and we're probably going to reach out to you as soon as you book something anyways. So
that is awesome.
yeah.
So to summarize, I would say, because I also want people who see the Home Service BC, the reason why would you hire Cory and Vancity Electric is because, well, they have over close to 500, over 800 reviews. I think I would say you don't need anything else. But if you need also
That's a
other
good one.
things, it's like if you, because this is the biggest social proof that you ever can have. So you have that. Then if you need online video quotes, you can actually have that. If you want to book yourself, you can actually do that. And you guys have over 20 years of experience, and you have a team, right? Like the whole team. It's not just Cory is going to come up there. You have a whole team that can also help.
There's 4 vans, and those vans are in different cities around the Lower Mainland, so they're pretty close to everyone. So
That is perfect. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate your time. So this is awesome. And yeah,
thanks, man.